Hello and welcome to another episode of the HT Physio Quick Tips series. My name is Will Harlow and I'm the Over-Fifties specialist here at HT Physio in Farnham. And today I'm going to be answering the question of what are the three most important things when it comes to arthritis. Now, when I say the most important things, what I mean are the most important things for getting an improvement. Okay, so what we're looking to do is improve the pain and to slow down the progression that comes with arthritis. Now, there are three things that I prioritise above everything else when it comes to arthritis, especially if we're talking about arthritis in the back, in the hips, and in the knees, which are the most common places to get it. Now, if you don't know what arthritis is, basically arthritis is when we lose the cartilage that sits between the bones within our joints. Now, when we start to lose the cartilage, if we have a healthy joint, you have two bones that are sat like this, and you've got a big gap of cartilage inside there, okay? So the cartilage keeps the bones apart. Now, in arthritis, the cartilage starts to wear away, so the bones start to come closer together. Now, this can cause things like stiffness in the joint, it can cause pain, it can cause clicking and grinding, and just general discomfort. It tends to be worse first thing in the morning, so if you're very stiff and sore for the first 15 minutes when you wake up, that could be a sign of arthritis. Now, a lot of people, if you look online, will say, oh, once you've got arthritis, that's it. It's a slippery slope from here, it's all downhill. And quite often that is not the case. There are usually things we can do to improve people's situations if they're currently suffering with arthritis. So let's talk about the three things that I would prioritise. For anyone suffering with arthritis right now, if you can tick off these three things, I can almost guarantee you'll get at least some improvement in your symptoms. Now, the first thing I would look for, and by far the most important thing, is to make sure you have strong muscles around the joint. So focus on your strength, okay? So let's take the knee, for example, okay? Let's say I've got arthritis in my knee. Well, the most important muscles for an arthritic knee are the thigh muscles, the quads, the ones that we have at the front of our thigh. These are the muscles that help to keep our knees straight when we walk and when we stand. And if they're strong, they can actually take the pressure off the joint and take the pressure through the muscles instead, which is what they're designed to do. Sometimes I'll get people who come in to see me with an arthritic knee and I test their thigh muscle strength and it's really poor. Then if we do some work on the thigh muscle and we get it stronger, we get it firing a bit better, the pain just seems to magically start to go away. And it's not because we fixed the arthritis is still there, but we got the muscle around it strong, which means the knee joint is better protected. So that's the first thing. The second thing I would focus on when it comes to getting an improvement with arthritis is to improve the mobility of the joint. Now, you might find that if you're suffering with arthritis, one thing that you will find is that the joint can be quite stiff. It might be restricted in movement. You might not be able to fully extend it, or if it's in your hip, you might not be able to take your hip out to the side anymore, okay? Now, some people just look at that and think that's just the way it goes, that's just aging. But I'm of the belief that if we can improve that mobility, we can improve almost the lubrication inside the joint, so it moves a bit better, and that tends to bring the symptoms down as well. If you're not sure how to improve the mobility of the joint, please speak to an expert such as myself, who's dealing all the time with people who have arthritic joints in their hips, their spine, and their knees. And I can give you a hand, I can show you what you need to do. Now, the third thing I would recommend you look for if you have arthritis in what we call the weight-bearing joints, so your spine, your hips, your knees, your ankles. If you have put on a few pounds in the lockdown, like many people have, okay, no problem with it at all. But if you've put on a few pounds in the lockdown, or over the years you've noticed that you've been putting on more weight than you possibly should have, then losing some of that weight can actually go a long way to getting relief from a painful arthritic problem. And the reason it improves the pain is quite simple. There's just less force traveling through the joints. Now, I say this to some people and people say, I know I should lose weight, but it's just such hard work. And I agree, it is a lot of hard work to lose weight. But when you have arthritis and a painful joint, from my experience, I usually find that people report some element of pain relief after as little as 2 to 4 pounds of weight loss. That's not very much at all. You can probably lose that in a few weeks. 2 to 3 weeks would be probably about right to lose that weight. So you don't actually have to do that much in the way of weight loss to start to see some improvements. So those are the 3 things I would work on if I had someone come to see me with arthritis. We'd get the joint nice and strong, we'd improve the mobility with hands-on treatment and other techniques, and we'd look to get that weight under control if you're slightly overweight. Anyway, that's all I've got for you today. If you like the content you're getting from these videos, then you can always pick up a copy of my book. It's called Thriving Beyond 50, and it has lots more tips and strategies for painful arthritic problems and just overall health for anyone over the age of 50. That's all I've got for you today. Thank you for joining me, and I look forward to speaking to you on the next video. Bye.